Hey guys, so I'm in the kitchen again. I'm making vodka sauce today. We just picked a bunch of tomatoes again yesterday, and I went out and bought some Snow White vodka. It's kind of new, at least for me, I've never heard of it. So I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna blend everything up like I did before and put it in the stock pot, and there's a few other key ingredients that you'll see in there. All right, be back. So that's just a few of the tomatoes that we picked from yesterday. I have more here. I peeled up a whole head of jumbo garlic, have an onion. It's all cut up into pieces so it's easier to blend up. So with vodka sauce, I got like I said, the Snow Queen vodka. That was a pretty bottle. I'm not going to use that whole thing, maybe like a quarter of it. And this is Parmesan cheese rinds. I keep it for when I make stock, and I also keep them for soups in the fall time. I just cut the rind off and put it in the freezer until I need it. So that's actually going to go in the stock pot after I blend everything up. Okay, so I stuffed this as full as I could with half of that onion and all the garlic cloves. So I'm going to puree this, and you want to puree it until it's smooth. So it's kind of like a juice, but that's what you want for a sauce. I'm not a fan of chunky sauces. If you want a chunky sauce, you can have this and then cut up some tomatoes or put in a can of diced tomatoes when you actually make your sauce for whatever meal you're making. So I'm going to blend this up. Pretty good. So I'm going to take the cover off of it. Take that out. Alright. So then I'm just going to pour it into the stock pot. And this here, I just have the stock pot closed right now. So I'm going to do this until the stock pot is full. So another thing also with sauce, it doesn't matter what the tomatoes look like. So it could be for the good, the bad, and the ugly. And one of my uglies is this little feller. You're not going to see these in a store, but they're still great for sauce. If it's all black in the inside, I'll cut it out and then use what I can with the tomatoes so nothing goes to waste. I also have scraps that I have. Like these have little chunks of pieces that I didn't want in my sauce because it looked a little funny. This will actually go to our tortoise. He loves tomatoes. Okay, so to finish off before it starts cooking, I only had the one onion, so I'm actually gonna use dehydrated onions. This is what they look like. We did these ourselves. They are like candy. My brother is kind of obsessed with them. Whenever my mom makes them, he always eats a bunch. So I'm gonna put in, I always eyeball everything. I don't, when it comes to sauces and stuff, I eyeball it because you never know if you're gonna have the same amount of tomatoes or not, and all other stuff. I'm also gonna put Italian seasoning in. Some people say don't put seasoning in the beginning because it could get bitter. I have not had that problem. So that's about a quarter of a cup. And I am going to put the rinds of the Parmesan in. So this is going to give it a nice cheesy flavor. And it's going to melt in, and then you can take the rinds out once you're ready to process this or can it. And you can't have vodka sauce without some vodka. So I'm going to open this bad boy up. Give me 1 second. Opened, and like I said, I eyeball everything. Now don't forget, the alcohol is going to cook out as well. So I did about a quarter, almost half the bottle. Not quite. Let's see. So this bad boy is right there. So about a quarter of the bottle. So I'm going to let this cook down for a few hours, and I'll be back. As the other tomato sauce has, I put a little bit of sugar in it, and this is just to help kill some of the acidity. So I'm going to stir that in and let it continue to cook. Alright, so we're going to finish up the vodka sauce. This here is the rinds, well, one of the rinds that I put in from the Parmesan cheese. They stay whole, but they infuse so much flavor inside of the sauce itself instead of actually having to put in Parmesan cheese when you can it. I think there's another little one in there, but I can't find it yet. That's okay though. So as before in my other video, I'm going to fill all these up. I have the butter knife, family tradition, that's just what we do. And these are pints, so they're gonna get processed for 35 minutes in the hot water canner. So I'm gonna start filling these bad boys up. And I'll be back when I finish filling them. Found the other one. Right. I'm gonna continue to fill. So as before, you always wanna make sure that all of the tops of the jars are cleaned and don't have any debris on them from the sauce if it spilt when I was filling them. So I got a full 12 pints of the vodka sauce. So I'm gonna do even batches of 6 and 6. So I'm gonna dome these up and get them ready for the hot water canner. So I'm only gonna do the 6, like I said, because I'm gonna do them in batches. You don't wanna put the domes on the ones that aren't going in the hot water bath right away, because it will ruin the seals for that. So this hot water canner is at a boil. So I'm gonna put 6 jars in there. And the boil is gonna kind of slow down and or stop since you have the cover open. You wanna wait for this to come back to a full complete boil before you actually start the 35-minute timer. Alright, so I'm going to let that come up to a boil. Have the timer on for 35 minutes, and then we're done. Alright, so the 35 minutes is up. Uncover these as well. I covered those up so no dog or cat hair would go in them. Well, to say, this sauce made my house smell amazing all day today. Alright, so I'm going to put, oh, did you hear that little pop? That's one of the jars sealing. I'm going to put that back on there so I won't lose too much heat. I'm going to close all these guys up. This is the second batch going in. Those will also process for another 35 minutes. And then this will complete all the batches. So I don't check to make sure they're all sealed until tomorrow morning. I usually have pretty good luck. There was another pop, that was another seal. So my mom always used to say, that's music to my ears whenever those domes used to snap. There's another one. And another. Alright, so I'm going to get these last 6 in. So, alright, so it sounds like all 6 of those had already sealed. So those are going to cool completely overnight. I will label them and I will put them in my pantry closet tomorrow. If you have any other questions in regards to canning sauce or any particular flavors, just leave a comment below. Have a good night.